What we have here is another clock. It just came in that I need to repair. So first step is plug it in and see what happens. I'm pulling on the switch and nothing happens. Okay, two things could be happening here. The neon doesn't work at all, or the transformer doesn't work. So next step, I'm going to check the neon on the outside with a tester. The neon looks good. Now there's another, yeah, this one looks good. There's another ring, neon ring inside, so I'm going to have to disassemble it to get to the neon inside. In the meantime, this one I'm going to take off and put it somewhere else. Now I have to figure out how to disassemble this. You can see the neon is just behind the glass, so I have to uncover the top part. You can see that there's screws all around, so that tells me that the upper part can come apart, I can disassemble that part. So that's what I'm going to do. Take out the screws. Now, one of the things that I do always, I have this handy magnets, and I put the screws, all the screws that I take off, on the magnet. That way I don't lose them later. And then the magnet is also attached to the middle of the clock. Okay, now all the screws are out, so this thing can come off. There it is. The second neon is here, and it doesn't work. I'm going to have to cut the ties, the wire ties, take it out. And test it directly on the wires, and it doesn't work. So that's number one. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put back the other neon, the other ring. Now I want you to notice something. The wires are just there, bare. That's the way they assembled this. And that should not be. Inside the housings you have springs inside that make contact with the wires. But there's a better way of doing this. You put in the caps. You put in caps. These brass caps should be on the ends of the electrode. The long one is for the tubulated electrode, and the shorter one is for the non-tubulated. This is the best way, actually the correct way of having a electrode used for a PK housing. So you just put the two wires through those two little holes. If your eyesight is perfect, then you don't have any problems, but I do have problems. And then you just twist the wires like this. Now the other one. So that way the neon will make a better contact with the springs inside. So I'm just going to put this back. And then I'm going to jump the electricity on the housings where the other neon used to go. For that, I'm going to use a little piece of wire. I'm going to use a little piece of GTO wire. Making sure it does contact with the spring inside. And now I'm going to connect the power cord again, and there you go. So what does this mean? First of all, it means that the transformer is good, that this one's good, and the only bad section is the one that I took off, which is the red one. So everything looks good. I just have to repair the red unit, and I'm also going to replace these supports because they look like they're very old and almost about to break. So I'm going to take the clock to somewhere else so I can have my space to work. So now I'm going to work on the circle. First thing I do is make a pattern. I have to go cut a piece of paper for the pattern. I trace it on the paper. In this type of neon, the electrode is a very important part. In other words, the electrode has to go exactly in the same place, because if it's not, then you won't be able to put it in. So there it is.